7:15, welcome back. UTEP's Advanced Asian Engagement Team will host an open house for its Artificial Conversational Agents Lab. That open house will include a series of demonstrations, including a virtual reality adventure partnered with artificial intelligence. Today's event's happening at the Interactive Systems Lab in the Chemistry and Computer Science building from 9 to 11 a.m. And students interested in the healthcare field will have a chance to tour Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center today. 50 high school students from the Sun City will explore and learn more about careers in nursing, medicine, and biomedical research. The students participating in today's event will also have a chance to network with other students and faculty members. A new bill that might encourage sexual assault victims to come forward has unanimously passed the Texas Senate.
It's tailored to college students and aims to protect underage victims of sexual assault from facing charges if they were drinking alcohol when they were assaulted. El Paso's Center Against Sexual and Family Violence says only about 1 out of 10 sexual assaults is reported. Victims advocates hope the other 90% will now have more confidence to come forward.
A lot of times that's why so many victims don't come forward. They feel that I shouldn't have gone, I should have known better. I went to the individual's house and maybe I shouldn't have put myself in that position.
I think that's really great because sometimes a lot of people will always ask you, were you drunk? How were you dressed? If you ever got sexually assaulted. And this is a really good way to put that aside and to look at the situation without the alcohol, without whatever you're wearing.
El Paso police say they've never charged a sexual assault victim with underage drinking. El Paso Child Crisis Center will close out Child Abuse Prevention Month with a celebration. The center wants people to pledge to take action and advocate for the well-being of children. A moment of silence and balloon release for the victims of child abuse will take place. It's happening at the Bright Futures Conference Room at the Center for Children starting at 10 this morning. Also today, the El Paso Veterans Affairs healthcare system will honor sexual assault victims in the military. The VA says it's treating more than 700 men and women because of sexual abuse. Today's service will happen at the El Paso VA Center from 11:30 a.m. to noon. Fort Bliss celebrates its volunteers today. The Army Volunteer Corps and the Army Community Services Division will recognize soldiers, family members, and friends who make a difference in the community. The ceremony starts at 1 this afternoon at the Fort Bliss and Old Ironsides Museum on Marshall Road. Police arrest 4 protesters in Berkeley, California during opposing political rallies.
Earlier this week, university officials canceled an appearance by conservative commentator Ann Coulter, citing security concerns. Yesterday's protest happened during an alt-right rally hosted by the group's Proud Boys and Oath Takers at a park near UC Berkeley's campus. It drew counter-protests as well. One of the protesters arrested was carrying a knife. Another was wearing a mask and confronted a police officer. Both the university and city officials warned that they would take a hard line to stop violence at yesterday's protests.
And new information for you this morning. Pope Francis making his way through Egypt for the start of a historic 2-day visit. Egypt, a Muslim-majority Arab nation fighting an insurgency by Islamic militants. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received Pope Francis at his palace, and there a military band played the national anthems of the Vatican and Egypt while both leaders stood in attention. Francis departed Cairo airport with the window of his blue Fiat rolled down. That was to keep with his wishes for a normal car and not an armored motorcade. The Pope's visit is designed to forge a united Christian-Muslim front against religious militancy. Next, he's scheduled to attend an international peace conference organized by Al-Azhar, the world's primary seat of Sunni Islamic learning. Kajal?
A little wind caused a lot of litter to blow into the desert behind Fort Bliss yesterday.
Much of that trash came from a nearby recycling facility. Northeast El Paso residents say they deal with this problem every time it gets windy. Some workers from the Friedman recycling facility take time to clean up some of the trash that blows out, but they can't keep up with the thousands of plastic bags that end up in the nearby desert. One couple tells KFOX 14 a lot of the trash ends up in their yard. They say they've complained about the problem before, but no one's really come up with any solutions.
We always complain about it, why everything's done in the west side and over here in the northeast they don't do anything about it, and this is a big issue.
We reached out to Friedman Recycling and the city for a response, but so far we haven't heard back.
Definitely not fun to have to deal with that. At 7:19 now, as we're checking in with the roadways this Friday, and things picking up out there. We're officially in our morning rush swing. So right now I'm seeing a lot of delays along Montana. Again, from Montana VC, you can see a long stretch here out past Zaragoza. For everyone that is coming in west to the city, there's patches here before the Loop 375 where traffic is moving slow, and then eastbound things moving slow as you approach between McRae and Yarborough this morning. Also a lot of heavy delays, mostly here in the lower valley right now along the border highway. Things only slowing down for those that are merging northbound northbound to head up to the Americas interchange. But look at Alameda, a lot of heavy traffic here between Zaragoza east and westbound through Yarborough. So kiddos that are headed out to Marion Manor Elementary, Isleta Middle School, you want to start to give yourself some extra time here in this area as we're starting to see a lot of delays along this major roadway. Remember, you can stay up to date with these trouble spots. You'll find me always tweeting these maps out so you can see these yellow and red zones and prepare before you hit the road at KFOX Traffic. Brad?
And right here at UTEP this morning, we're next to the Chihuahuan Desert Gardens. It's FloraFest 2017. It's tomorrow 9 to 4, as well as Sunday 9 to 4. Talking about these great plants right here. Now, these are actually a native to the Chihuahuan Desert, are part of the Chihuahuan Desert. These are called desert willow. I like the ones that have kind of the darker reddish purplish flowers. You can see some have a pinker purplish flower, but they're all over here. And these are actually kind of a cultivar that is made to flower more and seed less. So that's good if you're going to plant one in your yard. This is just one of the many plants. These are kind of a medium-sized tree. Further down, you actually have the golden ball lead tree. As we move down here just a little bit further, these are very beautiful as well. Kind of a finely cut leaf, and there you see those little golden ball flowers there. Really, really nice tree. Also, just like the desert willow, drought tolerant, heat tolerant, and cold tolerant. All important for our part of the world here. Let's talk about your weather, folks, because we're also going to be talking about wind in our forecast. KFOX Early Warning Storm Track Doppler. There you see that wind advisory, 11 a.m. all the way through 9 p.m. Blowing dust advisory, 11 a.m. through 7 p.m. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. 85 degrees for today, El Paso. Much cooler weekend on the way. Can't stress it enough. For your Saturday, only 67 for a high. Going out Saturday evening, you will be fine. Only a 10% chance of a shower, but take a jacket Saturday evening. 73 on Sunday with 80s next week. Las Cruces, 82 for today, windy and dusty, much cooler. Look at your Saturday, 63 for a high, 38 Sunday morning, 71 for your Sunday and breezy, so much cooler this weekend too before we warm it back up. Back out here live looking at those beautiful flowers of the desert willow. Again, a lot of people don't realize just because we're in the desert, we have some beautiful plant and tree selections that you can make here. And we're going to talk about FloraFest 2017 more in just a bit and have more in your forecast too.
President Trump backs off his threat to withdraw the U.S. from NAFTA, the call he got from two other leaders that led him to reconsider.
And there's a new workout trend taking over, the benefits you could receive by crawling around. Next on the KFOX 14 Morning News, it's coverage you can count on.